Hi, Mark here. Those of you who know me know that I've worked with dyslexics for the last 21 years, since 1996. Over the years, I've heard lots and lots of stories about the way dyslexics were treated at school, the way they were treated by their peers and teachers, parents, carers, work colleagues, and even employers. I want to tell you one of those stories. I heard it anecdotally a couple of years ago from someone else, and I've just heard it recently again from someone who was intimately involved. It disturbed me when I first heard it, and it's got me really angry now. You'll hear why. This boy, was in year 9. He was an intelligent boy, though an underachiever. His achievement at school contrasted quite clearly with his level of intelligence and his capability. And simply because he was dyslexic and couldn't read, he wasn't able to take full part at school. He ended up leaving school with nothing, no qualifications. But the real part of the story is right here. In year 9, he was in a science class one day, and the teacher, a person who was about to retire in the next 12 months, was dictating notes to the class. And as he was dictating, he walked around along each row of desks and just keeping an eye on what the children were up to, and making sure that they were taking the notes properly. So as he was dictating, he walked behind each desk, came to this boy, and stopped and looked at what he was doing for a couple of minutes. And what the boy was actually doing was, because he couldn't really read or write, and how he got to year 9 without the school doing something about this is a matter, I think, not just for the school, but our education system in the UK. And not just in the UK. This is a global problem. And here's where, let me carry on. So the teacher stood behind this boy for 2 minutes and watched what he was doing. And the boy was air writing. And if you know what that is, he was holding his pen above the paper and just making it look as if he was writing something down. He could no more comprehend what it would take to make notes from what the teacher was saying than he could read from a book that the teacher had given him. So the teacher, after watching this for a couple of minutes, told the whole class to put their pens down, close their books, and told this boy to get up in front of the class and read what the teacher had just said from his notes. The notes that the teacher knew he hadn't been able to make, because the teacher knew he couldn't read or write. The object of this exercise was to humiliate the boy. The teacher achieved his object. The boy was utterly humiliated and ran home straight out of that class in tears. His mother took some time to work out what had gone wrong, but eventually got the story out of the boy, and she marched straight back to the school, to the office, and demanded to see the head, who it was said was in a meeting. She would hear none of it, and went straight into his office, where he was in a meeting, and he was indignant at the fact that he was disturbed. And when she told him what had just happened, he said, no, he's about to retire next year. He wouldn't do a thing like that. He's an experienced teacher. No such thing happened. She said, get him over here. We'll find out. And she said, I don't think there's any need for that. And the mother said, excuse me, I have a boy who's absolutely destroyed. There is a need for this. I want this fixed now. After minutes back and forward, the head duly agreed and sent a runner to fetch the teacher. The teacher, on hearing the mother's allegation, said, I'm about to retire next year. I would never do a thing like that. And continued to deny it in the face of the mother's allegation. And the mother just said, eventually, right, we'll get all of the other members of that class over here and ask them one by one what happened, whether what I'm saying is true or not. And both the teacher and the head said, well, there's no need for that, no need to be like that. And the mother said, I'm afraid there is, because what you've just done to my child is you've utterly destroyed him, utterly humiliated him in front of all his peers. Eventually, both teacher and head agreed with the mother that is what happened. The mother insisted on an apology in front of all the class from the teacher. I'm not sure that ever happened. That was in year 9. The boy was, 13? Let's carry forward to today. That boy is now nearly 30. That boy has been in trouble with the law from the moment he left school with no qualifications. He has a self-esteem and an opinion of himself lower than the dirt you'd scrape off your boot. He was utterly